Welcome to the Renaissance period and the changes that happened afterwards. In here, we'll learn about how many things changed during this period. We'll study history through the children's lives. I hope you'll find this presentation fun and with the wish to learn more. Children in the Renaissance, newborns from the nobility and wealthy families were taken away from their mothers to a wet nurse who was in charge of feeding the baby. Some noble families were able to bring a wet nurse to their house, and there the peasant woman had to take care of the baby. Keep in mind that a wet nurse sometimes had to feed up to 4 newborn babies in a period of time. We wonder if some babies were able to get enough milk. Children's lifestyle. Children from poor families had a difficult life. Many children died very young because they became sick or had an accident. At this period, there was very little supervision about children's activities. Look how on this drawing from the 16th century, it shows children standing while having dinner, and the adults are sitting down. It shows the difference between children and adults. Children who were abandoned. Many children were abandoned at different places from the 15th through the 18th century. For example, in Paris in 1640, 372 babies were abandoned, and in 1772 this number increased to 7,690. Please see a picture of a demi-barrel, a hospice in Bourgogne, where babies were abandoned. As you can see in this picture, the mother had to open this part of the barrel. She dropped the baby in, and she had to ring a bell, and in this way the nurse or the nun knew that there was a baby that was just left in there. Children and work. Children were considered small adults and they dressed up in this way. Many children had to work at an early age and received very little money in return. Parents drop off their 7-year-old boy in the house of an apprentice, a trainer, and he will be in charge to teach the child a trade or a job. Some trades during the Renaissance period, including shoemaker, a wool cleaner, working in a market, or helping a sculptor or an artist. A school at the 17th century, after the Renaissance. Some children went to school to learn basically to read, write, and draw. This picture in here, it shows a school it's called the Tintoretto's shop. It's a school in Italy at that period. And as you can see, they're children from different age group learning together. Different ways to educate. Girls had limited opportunities to educate themselves. They only needed to learn how to manage a house and how to educate their future children. Some girls were sent to a convent. Humanists started to make changes. Humanists thought that children should not be punished brutally. With the printing machine, more books were published about education and how to treat children. Humanists thought that if children loved their teachers, they would listen and learn the lesson. Children were treated as small adults. Thanks to the work of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who wrote a book, Émile, in 1762, he described how children should be treated. He said that students learn by experimenting and the teacher should only be there to help or guide. Unfortunately, it took a long period of time before the schools started to change. Toys and games. Toys marked the difference between boys and girls. Boys were expected to play with drums or war toys, while girls played with dolls and dishes. Motherly feelings. Many women started reading Jean-Jacques Rousseau and changed their way of bringing up their children. They played more with them and became interested in their education. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening. And here below you can see the references where you can read more about the Renaissance period. Thank you.